I bought a basket case, literally. This is a remnants of a John Deere X720. I got the heads in there with the valve covers, muffler, motor mounts, intake, air intake cover, battery cover, pistons in there, water pump, fan, that kind of stuff, and air filter. Here's what's left of the motor with the front cover. Suppose it was using oil or something. I'm not sure 100% the story on it. What I do know is it wasn't seized, it was running, but it wasn't running well. So I don't know if it was like pressurizing the crankcase or 100% what was going on with it. But it wasn't running well from my understanding. Here's the intake manifold for it for the fuel injection. I did buy a brand new FD 750V motor for it. I found this fairly locally to where I bought the tractor from. It's a new old stock motor. Guy bought it for a project during COVID. He couldn't get it and needed it and brought his piece of equipment to a local small engine shop. They had a motor, I guess, put the motor in it. Well, then he got this one and couldn't return it or whatever. It was too expensive to return, so he just kept it and ended up selling it to me. So the difference is this is a carbureted motor and this one's fuel injected. So I have to take this intake manifold and swap it for this intake manifold here. I'm starting to take it apart a little bit, so I got like a couple heater hoses and that kind of stuff to get to, and before I can put that in there. Exhaust I don't need, rad I don't need. The only other major difference, is this little bit of wiring right here. The only thing I think I need to do is cut this here and then cut this one here and splice these two wires in with these, and then swap the coil pack wiring and then like thermostat wiring for this wiring here, because that all goes into this wiring right here, and it should work. It should fire right up once I do that. The only other major thing that I did notice is that this front piece right here, where the drain port is, this piece is not threaded. So I'm going to see if, with the motor mounts in there, if I can come up with a different style drain for either side. I know there's a company out there that makes drain valves, so I'm going to see if I can get one of those to work with the brackets here, because I really don't want to take this front cover off. I could take it off, I could swap it, but I really don't want to. So if I can make either of those work, I'm going to do that, and it'll be fine. So push that back just a little bit. I'd hate for that to fall. But yeah, there's my new FD 750V for my basket case that I got here. A little bit more about the tractor. A little bit more on the tractor. Is sun faded really bad in certain spots. It needs a tail light. The little tab there on the tail light is broke, so I'm gonna do 2 new tail lights on it, 2 new handles, maybe mats. I'm not sure yet. Probably gonna do mats, they're cheap enough. Maybe a steering wheel, if I can get that steering wheel off. Maybe, I don't know yet. Definitely a new seat, new headlight assembly, and new paint. throughout. This thing needs a paint job in the worst way. The pictures were a little bit deceiving when I was looking at it online, and it made it seem a lot more shinier than what it really is. So yeah, definitely going to get all new green paint on this thing, and a new toolbox too, because that's missing the lid, and it's, yeah. So otherwise, tires are good. That one's a little low on air, just a little flat. But tires are all good. They all match, so they got good tread. Come with half of a click and go bracket assembly, so I got the lower half. I don't have the upper half, so I might piece those together. Otherwise, I have a lot of miscellaneous little parts. Yeah, I have all the wiring for the fuel injection module, or I guess like the throttle body or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, this thing will be ready to go. I don't know how many hours are on it. I didn't even think to ask when I was looking at it earlier today when I picked it up. Looking at it, I mean, sorry, I keep getting interrupted. Looking at the tractor right now, hours wise, 1,500 hours is my guess. We'll know more when I get ready to fire it up. My plan is to strip the fender pan and the footrest off of it here in the next couple days, along with the seat, obviously. Get it back outside, thoroughly degrease it and clean it, and get the new motor ready to put in it. Put the new motor in it. I have to get a battery for it, fire it up, see what kind of hours are on the actual body of the tractor, see if the rear end has any leaks in it. If the tractor doesn't have any leaks, then I'm going to start putting it back together. Like I said, I have to send the green parts out for paint. I'm not going to worry too much about the wheels. Right now, I have a snowblower for it that'll go with it, and yeah, it's gonna make somebody a really nice tractor when it's done. So stay tuned with me throughout this build, and I'll keep you guys informed with how many hours are on it. If you guys want to take a guess, and leave in the comment below kind of what your thoughts are on for hours on this thing. Again, it's pretty sun faded. I haven't heard of an FD motor like this, a liquid cooled, like using oil like the guy described, but he didn't have like a clear explanation on it either. So I don't know where to begin with it really. So yeah, like I said, leave your comment below kind of where you think the hours are on the thing, and hopefully in the next video I have the motor in and we're ready to fire it up and see what kind of hours are on the tractor. So thanks for watching.